So what is going on out there? Hopefully you guys are chilling and relaxing on this Friday evening. Going to get a few drinks on. If you guys want to join, let me know. It is Fan Fun Friday, so it's all about having you join if you like as well. Just give me a shout and go ahead and get you up on here on the panel. But it is finally the end of the week, which is also nice. Hopefully you guys had a good one there. Some of the places are starting to open up now, so maybe you're getting outside a little bit and starting to get back into somewhat of a sense of normal, depending on what's taking place. We don't really have as many things, I guess you can say, opening up here in Kentucky as of yet, but there are a few little things here and there, so time will tell how that all kind of works out. Tonight, I'm actually going to crack open the first beer from Avery Brewing, and this is actually the Tequila Cerveza, 7.35 ABV, and this is actually a throwback one, 2017 edition, barrel-aged series, ale-aged in Cerveza tequila barrels. So there you go right there from Avery Brewing. And had one of these a couple weeks ago. Actually pretty decent brew. So it actually held well over time as well for the barrel aging. Shout out to Jason Patton in the house. What is going on? Happy Friday to you, as well as Eric Gilbert. Cheers again, my friend. And we got Adam in the house, Mercy Beers. Cheers, buddy. What is happening over there in the UK? Hopefully, you've already had a great weekend or started, because right now it's 1 a.m. where you're at, Adam. So you're into early Saturday at this point. So hopefully it was a good Friday for you. And if you're still up and you want to join, let me know, Adam. I'll get you on here too. Just going to kind of kick back here for Friday night for a bit. So a little pour right there. Definitely get some of that barrel coming out. You definitely get the sense of a little bit of tequila on the nose as well. Get a little bit of head on there so it can really open up the aromas, which sits pretty much as the eggshell white, maybe a little past eggshell white. Actually, it's got a little bit of a brownish type tint to it, but this one actually has a little bit of a chill haze on it. I just pulled this one from the cooler. It's actually running a little bit behind tonight. And it actually has a little bit of a tartness with it as well. So, but that's all right. It will do. It will do. And if you guys are drinking on anything out there, let me know what you guys are drinking on as well. Put some comments in the comments section and share some of the goodness you're enjoying. Has been a holiday to celebrate victory in Europe, and May Day been great weather despite the lockdown. Well, at least you had some of that. You had some great weather, and maybe you couldn't go far, but out the front yard or the backyard. But the weather hopefully did help out as well, and you were able to enjoy the day. We actually had rain for the most part of the day, and then the sun came out, but we're supposed to hit record freezing tonight. Talking about getting down to the 30s or so, which is record setting for here in the time we are in May. So just a weird, funky weather year for sure. But yeah, this one definitely has a tart feel to it. If you're not a tart fan, I would definitely say you probably don't want to pick that one up. But if you like a little bit of tartness, it can definitely be a nice beer to enjoy. See who else is all in the house. Gilbert's crushing the last of the Firestone lagers. I am going to look to try to get some more Firestone just because I've only had the one. I like to try some more of their beers. And the only place I've been able to see them here has really been Jungle Jim. So when I get back over there, I'll have to see if I can get some more of their stuff. Shout out to Coach and Mandy's sister, Katie. You better give a shout out to Mandy there, though, as well. You'll be in some trouble, my friend. Hopefully you're having a good Friday night there, Coach, and kicking back and enjoying. You're actually a couple hours behind me, so probably just after the dinner bell or happy hour for you there. So matches up well for some drinking. And guys, don't forget, and I say guys generally, guys and gals, don't forget this weekend. It is Mother's Day, so make sure you guys get your Mother's Day stuff all together and be in good shape. Craig in the house, what is going on? Cheers, my friend. If you're still up, Craig, and you want to jump on, let me know. I'll get you a link over there, too. We can hang out for a bit. Erie's in the house. Number one fan. A little late. No, and I'm just messing with you. I know Big Man's got his thing going right now, too. But, hey, always good to see you. And just kind of kicking back on a Friday night. Hopefully you're doing well down there on the farm, so to speak. 62 Fahrenheit. Been wearing shorts, finishing off a traditional Ruby Ale from Whitestable Bay. Nice. That's funny that you said 62 Fahrenheit just because I would have thought you would have said Celsius being overseas, but usually we just say Fahrenheit for the most part here in the States. So I appreciate you putting in the Fahrenheit. Mercy said cheers to Craig and Coach as well. Let me see here. Here he says, but hey, I got multiple computers and you know I can't miss my favorite YouTuber. Well, thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I didn't realize Alan and Blake were already going live right now. So I was going to lead in for his show tonight, but they're doing a part 2 of the B&A show, so I didn't realize it. I would have cut it on earlier if I knew they were going to be on there as well. Let me see. Bear with me. I'm just sending a message here. All right, did what I needed to do there, and I am back. Translated as a U.S. stream, so U.S. measurements, LOL. Well, U.S. appreciate it. We are a stubborn bunch in the States. We just will not go metric, will we? My neck of the woods, Whitestable, have Mersey beers. So you're in Craig's backyard. And yeah, Craig, Lido Special. So there you go. Nice. I'm also going to dabble a little bit with this, kind of finishing this off. But this is the last of my Ohishi whiskey. And this is the brandy barrel one here. Ohishi. And this was really some tasty stuff. A great recommendation from J.O. when he was down there at the Party Source. Again, I'm really a whiskey novice, but it does definitely taste good. And at some point, I'm going to get a Glengarry class. All right, Adam, that works. That's fine. Just wanted to reach out just in case. And I know for you guys, it's definitely a little bit later up there right now. So if you get freed up, let me know. I told Alan I'm going to release a beer, say it's limited edition, and make it a super high price. And you will probably have people actually buy that as well, because they will probably fall for that. Some people are just gullible that way. Craft beer drinkers too. There's always something to a beer that we don't know if we're ever going to see again, to get our hands on. Although when it's an unknown, that can definitely be risky. We've all come across some breweries that were craft breweries that didn't really put up the way they thought they were going to put up. And not all craft breweries are great breweries, put it that way. Hey, you're welcome, Adam. Yeah, if you get freed up, let me know for sure. But just wanted to give you a heads up on that as well. Always good having you on and talking some of the beer stuff and whatever else we get into. I'm trying to fix this cushion behind my chair. It's got this lumbar support. Trying to get in the right spot. But what else has everybody else got going on tonight on a Friday night? Anybody got any big plans for the weekend? Anything that you're looking forward to on your agenda? I know Erie's looking forward to being taken care of by the Eclectic Beard for Mother's Day weekend. She's just going to put her feet up, right, Erie? Just put your feet up and make Alan wait on you all weekend. Take a look here, some other stuff. Housework all weekend. That don't sound right. It's Mother's Day weekend. You should make Alan do all the housework. Worse than a craft brewery being terrible is a macro sub-brand masqueraded as a craft brewery and also doing bad. But I got my step baby today, and I ain't seen her since the start of March. I'm happy. Oh, that's cool. Drinking a Pilsner Urquell. What's up, Raymond? It's been a bit, my friend. When was the last time Average Joe has been on? It's been a good minute for sure. I would say Joe was probably back towards the beginning of fall last year even. He's been he hasn't been able to get off the shift he's usually on. Like right now, I believe he's actually working. So it just makes it hard for him to be able to get in and join us. My exciting plans are tidying the loft tomorrow. Not looking forward to that. Low beams plus 6 feet me does not end well. But definitely be careful there. He's laughing at me telling you that Alan should be the one doing all the work for you. What's up, James? What is going on? Cheers, my friend. Hopefully you're staying safe up there in Chicago. Blake, what is up, brother? Hope you have a great show as well. I was going to build up and do a lead-in, but I think you guys already got that covered with the B&A show before you go live with the Friday Night Throwdown. So I'll probably jump over there at some point as well to try to catch up with you for sure. Blake TV, if you guys haven't seen Blake TV, make sure you definitely check him out. He always has a great time over on his channel. And Friday nights, they kick off the Friday Night Showdown here at about 9 Eastern, so always a blast. And he's actually over on the Eclectic Beers channel right now, too, where they are doing the B&A show, which you can catch that every Tuesday at 1 on Blake TV with Blake and Alan breaking down stuff, too. And very entertaining and always good fun for sure. I just usually have to work when they're doing it, so I don't get to catch it as much. But great guys, of course. So make sure you definitely check them out. Somehow still clean. Well, you know, Chicago has definitely been a hotbed there with some of the stuff happening, but you know, keep doing what you're doing, social distancing, wearing a mask. I've got a few other friends up there in Chicago, and they seem to still be doing okay as well. So as long as you're doing the stuff you're supposed to do, I think you'll be okay. At least I'm hoping that's the case. We're seeing some states have a little bit more of a rise lately as they're opening stuff. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see how that ends up going. Loving all those New England triple IPAs, hiding the alcohol so well. Yeah, you get those New England triple IPAs. It's like you're drinking juice on a lot of them. Those are easy ones if you want to chug a beer. Those New England IPAs are always an easy one to actually do a chug off of for sure. Oh. Sitting here with the original Fast and Furious on TV right now. I still get into that movie. A chug off with the coffee, a cold coffee. Come on, that's not even fair. What's your favorite kind of coffee, Erie? My picture, yeah, that's me at 5 or 6 pissing in a neighbor's yard. It's like the stickers on the back of some of the trucks you see with the Calvin and Hobbes, and he's kind of pissing on stuff. No, it's not a cold one. You can't chug hot coffee, though. I ended up picking up a coconut type island type coffee that I've been drinking on this last week, and then I ended up picking up a tiramisu coffee. Of course, these are the pods. You just pop them into the Keurig, and Sunday I'll be having that with some of the chocolate tequila in it to see how that goes down. But with the coconut one, should be pretty spot on. Leprechaun, what's up, Lep? Cheers, my friend. Hopefully you're having a great Friday night. Hopefully things are going well. Don't know if you're up there grilling stuff on the Blackstone tonight or not, or if you're going to be grilling this weekend. I need to check out some more of those videos. You were definitely putting it down on the grill there when I watched you and Shane against each other. You guys want to see some good food and stuff like that, make sure you check out Leprechaun TV as well. He got some pretty good stuff they're doing with the Blackstone Grill and things on his channel. Any coffee, I'm not picky, but I am my creamer. So what creamer do you actually prefer? I actually have now gotten hooked pretty much fully onto the Cold Stone creamer from International Delights or whoever it is. Oh shit! Mexican egg rolls tomorrow at 7 Eastern on the Blackstone. Gonna definitely have to check that out. Yeah, make sure y'all check out Lep as he's cooking on the Blackstone. Is it just you doing it, or is it going to be you and it's going to be Shane as well, or anybody else you're going to have on the cooking channel? Who's all going to be throwing down with you tomorrow? Or if it's just you, that's fine too. That would definitely work. So what are you putting in a Mexican egg roll, by the way? What are you putting in to make it a Mexican egg roll? Blake, so thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Make sure y'all smash that like and check out Blake as well. And there is the Eclectic Beer. Make sure you're checking him out as well. Some good stuff on his channel. And one of my homies, Leprechaun at Blake TV. Love my ID International Light by far. My favorite. I love the frosted sugar cookie, but it's seasonal. Don't think I've had the frosted sugar cookie, but if you've had the Cold Stone Creamery, if you haven't had it, I would recommend it. If you have had it, I don't know how you moved off of it because that is actually really good. Shane and I every Saturday so far. All right, cool. Well, you guys are both doing your thing for sure. So, which I still need to catch up on some more Shane's videos, but having you both there at one time was pretty awesome. Hey there, Beard. You are late. Ooh, chorizo, cheese, onions, cilantro, jalapenos, and carrots. I didn't see the carrots coming there. That's interesting. Everything else, I was kind of, yeah, that all works. But carrots kind of threw me a little bit. I've had that one. Yeah, that's my favorite one thus far, Erie, is the Cold Stone. At least we being late won't cost us in 9 months. Oh, cha-ching. Right there. Right on the mark with that one. Alan brought that one into the house. Me either. I am fixed, biatch. Erie with the comeback there. Like, don't bring it here. Don't even think about it. Lep is making me hungry. Lep, if you watch Lep's videos, you will definitely be hungry for sure. Hillbilly in the house. What is going on, my friend? Cheers. Hopefully you're doing well down there south of me and having a good night, having a good Friday as you get ready to head into the weekend. Yeah, sooner or later we got to get you up here on the video and stuff too. Make sure you guys check out Hillbilly Select Reviews. He's actually kicking it with some of the reviews that he does: beer, tea, coffee. I think you're still doing the wine, I believe. And I think you're still doing some spirits once in a while too. So he's doing a few different types of reviews. Pretty good stuff there. Piece of the Eclectic and the Lep and carrots or pickle with the jalapeno. Okay, well, see now I got you. Now I got you there. That does make sense. And cheers to you. You drinking anything tonight, Lep? That burned. That left a mark. I will never let him one up me. Erie's very competitive. Her new name is seldom been laid. Or your new name. Blake, we gotta get you off that. We gotta get you some new material there, my friend. Yo, Hillbilly and Leprechaun. What's up, buddy? Alan keeps on his will be never getting laid. Oh, he's bringing the heat. She is bringing the heat from downtown.
Boom shakalaka.
See, it says, hey, Blake, whose baby is this? Got those Mickeys flowing. There you go. I don't know if I've ever done a Mickey review on the channel. I'm trying to think back. I don't think that's one of the malt liquors I've ever done on here. I'll have to maybe do a Mickey video sometime. Okay, my bad. LOL, the champion. That's always your fallback. Erie is on fire. Alan gives the eye roll. Erie's on point. She is dropping it like it's hot for sure. And you don't want to mess with Erie. She will definitely she'll bring it your way. Yeah, nice night to sit back and sip on a little whiskey and beer. Probably just go for a bit tonight and then my game in a little bit as well. Take the Mickey. I may do that at some point here. If you find any Mickeys, send me some north. I bought everything in Northeast Ohio. Well, I can definitely get to some of the Mickeys for sure. So I can definitely see what we have here. Let me bring in a guest. That's Adam. What's going on, my friend? How are you?
I'm fine, Rod. How are you?
Doing good. Chilling and relaxing. And it's Friday night for me, Saturday morning for you. So
only just.
I didn't know if you were in bed or not already. So
no, I was making the decision whether to go to bed or stay up. So
awesome. But yeah, so what do you got going on over there?
Nothing. Lockdown, innit? So there's nothing particularly changing. Staying the same. Did a nice long walk in the sun today to my nearest brewery because they just partially reopened for takeaway only. So I picked up some fresh beer in 2 brand new growlers and brought that home. So that'll be my beer for tomorrow.
Very nice.
But other than that, nothing really, unfortunately.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, really. Sometimes just to play it low key and not, have other stuff happen, I guess you can say.
It's unfortunately the life we're living at the moment.
That's the truth right there. So, it is what it is.
Hair's getting crazier, beard's getting longer.
Do you guys even have like barbershops or salons open up?
We do, but not. No. There's only, at the moment, there's very few things open. Anything that requires less than 2 meters distance is closed.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So no pubs, no bars. I say most breweries, tap rooms are doing takeaway, so you allowed one person in at once.
Right.
If it sells bottles and cans, it's usually you have to order online beforehand to collect because you can't touch the shelves or anything like that. You can people could infect the stuff and it can stay on metal apparently for a considerable amount of time.
Yeah, they said he could stay on services for a bit of time. Yeah.
So, yeah. It's just the way we live at the minute, so it's just working from home.
Yeah, I was used to work from home for a bit. I'm kind of enjoying it, so I was used to it. It never really changed too much, and I'm just enjoying being able to kick back and not deal with commuting and stuff like that, which really sucks.
I really like the structure of going to work. That's something that really works for me. But working from home would be nice on occasion when I don't need to book a holiday date, if I need to do something at home. Right. But I can't. I don't particularly like doing it day in, day out. But that's just me. I was going to open another beer as well because I was going to go to bed and then thought, nah, I'll open another beer.
Nothing wrong with that. Open another one up for sure.
So I've got the Adminson Burnt Mill collaboration, which is the Psychosphere, which is a New England IPA.
I like the look of that can.
Yeah, Adminson's artwork's always very good.
Yeah, that's pretty. Put it up again. Yeah, it is pretty decent.
So you can see the Burnt Mill logo in the Adminson.
Almost like a tie-dye meets Indian.
Yeah. I say Adminson's cans are always very crazy.
Yeah.
So
having a cool looking can will definitely get you noticed for sure.
So whether the beer's any good in it? It should be.
Blake was asking, what am I sipping on? I am actually finishing a little bit of this Tequila Service, which is a tequila barrel-aged sour ale. And that's from Avery. And You've had this one, or
not that one. I've had Avery before. Had the wit beer.
yeah, they do some good stuff. And then I've also got a glass of some of this Ohishi, which is a Japanese whiskey, as you can see there too. So I'm drinking some of that.
Is it smooth?
It's brandy. Oh yeah, very smooth. Japanese rice. Yeah, it's really smooth. This is the sherry flavor.
So, what have you been doing, Rod? Have you been up to much, or have you?
Not doing too much. Just kind of kicking it, laying, taking it easy, and can't, like you said, really can't go too far. Can't really do too much. So, pretty much work and stuff. But the work day didn't really change too much for me because I was already doing this stuff. So it's more like after work, I don't really have anywhere to go. So I kind of do some other stuff. But try to get devoted or more devoted to the YouTube channel, doing some things there, which has worked out well. And then that's really about it. Hanging out with the wife from time to time, but nothing too much outside of that.
I was disappointed I missed your celebration stream the other day.
Oh yeah, it was a little fun time. It was like, it was one of the goals being accomplished of getting to the 4,000 hours of watch time, which was great. And I was monetized before at one point. Then YouTube changed it, but they put it out there, and I was happy to get over that mark finally. And they actually got me through within like a day and a half to monetizing me back and stuff, which was quicker than I thought it was going to be. And so now my next goal is 10,000 subscribers. So that way I can get some of the other stuff from YouTube here and mess around.
It should be good. You do a good stream, so why shouldn't you have us monetized for it?
I just try to have fun with it, and and have you guys on, support you guys as well. You're doing good with your channel, and Craig doing the Camp Beer reviews. I want Craig to get to that 1,000 mark. He should be at that 1,000 mark. He does some great videos as well. I just feel like sometimes with the beer tube, and even though it's kind of a niche play, it is definitely saturated with a lot of beer people now. There's like new people I see like every few weeks that are popping up with a beer channel. And so it's one of those things you really got to do a lot of stuff to try to cut through, I think. So I'm fortunate in I do stuff here. I got a blog. I've got Instagram. I've got Twitter. I got followers and other stuff that kind of allow me to move forward, which is great.
I've never been an Instagram person. That's never been. I never understood it.
Yeah. Well, Instagram is kind of like, if you the way it used to be, it's like Instagram was like the show me what you're doing type site. Like, show me what you're doing. Facebook was like, I say Twitter was like tell me what you're doing, but Facebook was like more in depth on kind of that too. There's all these different sites. You have Tumblr, you have all these other ones that are out there. It's just, it can be overwhelming. I always tell people, like, if you're going to start like a YouTube channel or do something, find out what you want to do the most with first, and don't try to do everything. Like, you get people that try to go in here, they try to go on Pinners, they try to go on all this stuff. All that stuff comes in time as you develop, and then you find out where you're crossing over. Because if you start with YouTube, one of the things you got to really do is get into your analytics. And you get into your analytics and you see where people are coming from. So if you're getting a lot of people coming in from Twitter, then your next phase should be to move to Twitter with some stuff. Or if they're coming from Facebook, move to Facebook with some stuff. Find out where's the best opportunity for you to grow. So if you do it all at one time in the beginning, it gets so overwhelming. I think that's why people quit. Like, I can't do all this, You're trying to do too much.
I mainly stick to Twitter. I don't do a lot with Facebook. Generally, I just use the Messenger for Facebook. But I'll give you a follow on Twitter if you've got what's your handle.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's on there, Rajay BeerVenture. No S on Twitter because I was one character over.
Okay.
I want to say about Ariel. She needs to bring something other than bills and bad news my way then. And my pat of your head can make your eye roll too. That's love right there. I bring you me, the light of your life.
I've got two accounts I help run an organization, and I also do my own. So I've just followed you on both.
Oh, excellent. Okay, I'll follow you back there when I get that pulled up too. Thanks. Have to balance, and we're right in the middle of interrupting and non-sleeping kids. Alan's headed for the couch tonight. Sipping on J.P. Weiser's NHL Alumni Whiskey Series marked Messier 3-grade Canadian whiskey, 47% of matured in Speyside malt barrels, great looking sons. Very nice.
Bless you.
You're like Beer Gilbert always gets good stuff. And Blake said he had to run. Gotta get ready. Have a great show, Rod. Everyone, see you on a bit. Yeah, definitely make sure you guys check out Blake. Blake will be running with the Friday night throwdown here at 9 o'clock Eastern. And I'll head over there when I'm done here. I'll probably go here for another half hour to an hour or so probably. But Blake will usually go to around 11 or something like that. James is drinking a Maybach by Dovetail Brewery in Chicago. Can't say enough good things about Dovetail. They use traditional German and Belgian method and equipment. Hard to find outside Chicago. Yeah, I've heard good things about Dovetail as well. And James, he's in one of those hot places of Chicago where they have a lot of good breweries there. So, he can if he falls down, he bumps into a good brewery. That's how he's in Chicago. It's such a great opportunity to taste so many good beers.
It's been a number of years since I've been to Chicago.
Great little city. Last time we went up there was...
I like it better than New York. I know that's controversial.
It's a little bit different, I guess, on stuff. You can do a lot of great stuff in New York, a lot of great stuff in Chicago. I would say Chicago, you're used to got Manhattan versus downtown Chicago. It's just maybe a difference, on a preference at that point.
New York's built for short people. Sorry.
You said it's built for short people. I didn't think about it that way before.
My partner's short. She was fine. I struggled. Yeah. I'm clumsy as well, so it just. I found Chicago was a bit more spread out, so it was a lot easier to navigate.
Yeah, you got a lot of good stuff down there, like on, when you're in Chicago, you're down on the pier, downtown. I think one of my places, and last time I was in Chicago, I think it was, and James would know for sure, because I saw him last time I was there. I want to say it was about 2 or 3 years ago. And we actually met up at one of the places I really like out there. I think it was Exchequer that we went to, and they got great food, and they got great beers. They get a lot of the good taps from around the city, and we drank and ate and had a good time there. As they do, and they have only a cool ship in Chicago. Yeah. And so it's a nice city. For me, I am 5.5, 6 hours from Chicago where I'm at here.
Right.
So I'm planning to go back. I was supposed to go back to New Jersey in August for my mother's birthday. So if I end up going back for that, I'm going to take a day and go to New York as well. Or maybe even Coney Island. Because my wife's never been to Coney Island before. She would like to go there. Yeah, or I might go the other way, go south and go to D.C. and Baltimore because I'm only an hour and a half from there. It's a good thing about it. Where I grew up in New Jersey, you can go to Philly, you can go to Baltimore, you can go to D.C., New York, all within a couple hours, Atlantic City, you can go all kinds of places. And if you went a little bit further, you can go up to Connecticut or down to Virginia. So being in that eastern area, there's so many good things around it. Where I'm out here now, it's not terrible. It's just, you probably got to drive 2 hours, 2.5 hours to really get somewhere that's really worth going to, I guess.
I think it's one of the benefits of living in the Liverpool area. That's also something where it's quite you're right at the end of rail networks and stuff like that. So we have an airport. It's only for short haul, but you can still get to other parts of Europe easily.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. I was only in New Jersey for half an hour. I literally caught a train from New York to get my flight out from Newark, but it was all right. It was same with Philly. I've only had layovers there. Never actually been out of the airport.
Yeah. Philly can be a fun city as well. To actually do a lot of stuff too. Both Philly and Newark though definitely have their rough areas, but So does Chicago and some other places too. So it all just depends where you're at and what to look for to make sure you protect yourself.
I'm just gonna try and stop my missus from wanting to go back to Las Vegas again for the third time.
Vegas is a fun town as well. I've been there about 5 or 6 times, I guess you could say. So
I always find it's a bit of a sensory overload. There's a lot coming at you as soon as you get off the flight.
Yeah, it's different if you're downtown than if you're on the strip. So downtown is like a lot of the bars and the party action and stuff, and not as much of the sightseeing as on the strip where a lot of people are taking the tours and the pictures and all that kind of stuff. Like, they got the casinos, of course, and you got the bars and stuff. But it's kind of like, I feel like the strip is more touristy than if you're downtown or Fremont in the old Vegas part. Like down there, you're just going to party and have a good time.
I'd love to go back to Chicago. That's something I did it pre-Untapped, so I can't remember what beers I had in. When did I go? 2013. No idea. No idea.
Go to Regis.
Could have been
right. Yeah.
It was all good.
It was September 2018. James said when I was there. So yeah. So I feel like it was longer now, but yeah, it'll be like 2 years this coming September, and I think. My wife, for a while, she was going up there for work, and I would just go up there and hang out and go do stuff. But I think she has to go back up there again, possibly after all this stuff is over with. So we'll see. Which is great. You go for work, all I got to do is go. I can pay for a flight. I would pay for a hotel. It's just like, and then it's like she has to go to meetings all day, and I can just go drink and day drink all day. So it always works out well for me. But she's supposed to maybe go to DC, she thinks, in September or whatever. And I may do that so I can go to the Guinness Brewery over in Baltimore. And I'm going to go like the Heavy Seas in a couple spots over there. So we're going to see what happens when that comes up. Again, it's all based on what ends up happening with all this other stuff that's taking place. I mean, at this point, I don't even want to go to a restaurant just because you just don't know, how safe it is, so to speak.
They're talking across Europe. They're talking about how they're going to reopen them and doing table service 2 meters apart. If you look at certain restaurants that are small, that's never going to work.
Yeah.
For those restaurants that have a small floor size, I just don't know how that would work.
Sometimes I think it's a hopeful optimism. That's what people are looking at, like just to try to get to do something out there. But it's I think we'll get back to me. I saw some of the video here where some place were opening up, and it's funny because the servers were all wearing masks and were showing the videos, but I don't know, the people that were going there didn't have a mask on. Obviously, if you're eating, you can't eat with the mask on and stuff, but just sitting there and talking, and then they didn't have a mask on either. It's kind of like, I know for some of the servers, they feel like they're concerned as far as working in that environment as well, and having to have people around them.
It makes me laugh. Like, I know in America, it's some states you're required to have a mask to go into certain supermarkets. You can't get masks. You can't get masks here. They're not available.
Yeah.
Just my mother-in-law's just got a mask made for her. It's 2 lines of fabric. And you can't. They're hard to buy. They're few and far between. So for them to enforce an all mask thing here wouldn't work.
Yeah,
people can't get hold of them.
Yeah, some of the places they're actually, you can buy the mask there like for $1 or whatever too, like a disposable mask. It all depends on what they have there, but some people have to bring their own mask or they can't go in. There was a guy in Miami that was young, people didn't let him make it in a mask. But I'm kind of like, well, if you don't have a mask, then you can't. I mean, it's not like, because over here they say it's their right or whatever. And it's like, no, not really, because you're going into a private entity and they're not just against anybody. It's the same for everybody. It's not the government. The government's the only way that it really affects your rights. But you see some people going off. We got people with like pull guns on people that somebody gets shot because they wouldn't let them in with the mask. It's crazy on some spots that it happens. But those are, kind of the outliers that take place. Most people have common sense about them and they're not going to do that. But when you see these little things pop up like that, it's kind of crazy. But
I've got friends that are police officers here, and you're getting a lot of people who are coughing on police officers, which is now a criminal offence. It comes under the assault charge. People are just pushed into a corner. You're going to get sensibility, crazy, and panic.
Yeah, it baffles your mind on some of the things that some of these people are doing. It's kind of crazy. And hello to Vanessa as well, who just joined. Always good to see Vanessa. But yeah, it's an interesting thing taking place. Kind of crazy. So
I say I did joke that I work for a company that it's old enough to have been around when we had the Spanish flu. So I had joked that we should really look into the archives and see how they dealt with it back then.
Well, the Spanish flu was what, 1912 or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, the company I worked for, they've been around since 1907, so they were around as well too. So
yeah. It's just one of those things. I think it's going to change the world. I don't like change. I'm not a person that likes change. I like things to be the status quo, but you can't always get that.
The steady hand, just keep it nice and go, and don't rock the boat. If the vans are rocking, don't come and knock.
And it's just, I think change will be necessary, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying it.
Change can be a good thing, though. I mean, this is going to be a bad thing. Change. We've had a lot of positive things that have changed over the centuries, kind of stuff that's happened. So,
yeah.
Hello to Vanessa.
I don't know if the lack of human comment, but the lack of human contact is maybe a good change or a bad change.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear people like they're going through withdrawal, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, when I do psychological type tests and stuff like that, like everything goes out where I'm an extrovert, which I am. I go to a party, I'm kind of the guy having a good time and meeting everybody and all kind of stuff, which is fine. But I definitely have my introvert qualities as well. Like I don't want to be bothered with people at times and stuff. So for me, it's kind of like I'm actually enjoying this time. Like I talk on the phone all day long, and to know I don't have to go anywhere or talk to anybody really. I kind of enjoy that, outside of me doing like YouTube, talking to the wife here and there, but it's kind of like I get to talk on my terms. So it's kind of like, so I don't know. It's the man cave thing. I like being in a man cave. You gotta deal with other shit.
Yeah, this for extroverts. This is one. Do you fall into the kitchen theory? So if you go to a house party, if you're in the kitchen, do you end up a lot of people being in the kitchen with you?
Yeah. Usually it does. I go in there. I'm kind of a person that I can walk into a place and be sitting there, and I'm like that person. Everybody says, I feel like I know you. Like I think I know you. Like I'm always in my. Like we'll go places and it's like my wife is like everybody stops like to talk to you all the time. Like and it's like I've always been able to connect well with people. I'm an outgoing person. I enjoy stuff all the time. People always say like they like when I laugh and stuff because it's like a warm type thing. So I think that draws people in as well. But it's kind of like it's just when I go there. It's funny. We did I was streaming one time when I was down in West Virginia, and I was streaming with Craig. I think it was Craig. It might have been Peter, a few other guys that were online. And I'm in the hotel, the bar, streaming. And people are talking. They're stopping and talking. And people I don't know, like, just start talking. It's like, they're like, do they know you're, like, streaming right now? I'm like, no, they keep stopping and talking to me. And they want to have conversations for whatever reason. I don't even pay attention to these people. And they're coming over talking to me about stuff. I guess because they're hearing me talking to Craig and everybody on the video. But it's like, yeah, I tend to draw people in, it seems.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm always quite. I'm usually quite happy with my own company. If I'm at a party, it usually takes me 2 or 3 drinks before I'm starting talking.
Yeah, you get a little lubed up and then you're ready to rock and roll.
wouldn't have used that term.
That is a term that sometimes gets used here.
That's a completely different party, that.
The differences in languages from across the pond, right? Yeah. Craig says, right now, masks are mandatory in public places here. People are using scarves or towels or whatever else they can improvise.
Yeah. I've seen it with scarves.
Bandanas and stuff, too.
Yeah.
Spanish flu was from about 1918 to 1920. Yeah, so. Yeah, I knew it was right back then, early on, before the... well, in that case, I ran into World War I, but I knew it was back around that time. But,
it would be scary to think that this could go on for that length of time. I couldn't imagine this for 2 years.
No, but there's some scientists that are now projecting it will linger out there for a few years.
Yeah.
But then we're supposed to maybe have a break, but then something is going to come back in the fall. I mean, it's all we really don't all know yet. So that's the one thing with science is true until it's not true, right? So
yeah,
when there are models until something changes in the model and we get new stimulus into it, they say, well, no, it's going to do this instead. So we're still compiling a lot of that. But over here, they're actually working on a few things they think might be able to cut in the time for a vaccine, but I think it's still all guesswork at this point.
It boggles the mind. Speaking to Jim on Rampant Lion Reviews, Sweden's take on it is mind-boggling. I can't imagine you putting all your vulnerable people in one place, closing it off, and then carrying on as normal.
Yeah. Well, they are keeping the older people they were recommending to stay in.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing with the way it's kind of going now with the virus. They're under there thinking that younger people can't be as affected. And we're finding out over here that young people can be affected. In fact, we're finding out now more stuff happening with children that is leading to another disease. We just had a 5-year-old that just died today. They were talking about it in the news.
Oh, wow.
Another one that was a couple days ago. It's like a Kawasaki type disease, I think it's called.
Yeah.
It can actually be generated. And so they're finding more and more cases where this is happening. These kids are getting rashes and stuff and needing to go on a ventilator possibly. So the whole thing about being young and not getting it isn't true either. It's just so much information and misinformation out there that people are paying attention to. So
there's rumors the UK are heading in for a big announcement allegedly on Sunday. And they're thinking that they're going to announce primary school levels, so the lowest age bracket of children going back in June.
Okay.
So even if they're not affected, potentially they could be carriers even on their clothes and stuff like that. So
they can bring it home. Yeah. Or to their grandparents or something. So it could actually be terrible as well.
It's just, I think we don't know. I think it's so uncertain.
Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah, but right now it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out going down the line. But, you know, I don't know. We can only do what we can do. It's kind of like, with life, we get curveballs thrown at us, and it's how we adapt to it.
Can I ask you a technical question, Rod?
Sure.
Do you have all your beers lined up?
What do you mean lined up?
So, like, obviously, you can't take a break from the stream when it's just you on your own. So, do you have it all ready, right by you?
Yeah, I have a couple beers that sit by me, so I just go from one to the other. But I mean, I thought you were like lined up, like pre-lined up. Like when I go to get beers for the night, I just look at the fridge, and I always say it's like whatever beers talk to me. So I look at the fridge, and I'm like, okay, which one of you guys want to come out? And I kind of say, okay, I'm feeling this one, I'm feeling that one, and then I go from there. I never know which one I'm going to use that night before. I just go down there and get them, and then bring them out.
One second.
Okay. James says something to Spanish too. I actually started at an army base in Kansas. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I didn't know it was Kansas, but I know that I was finding James' question. I've always heard the Spanish flu there's been some talk that it has started not in Spain, it started somewhere
No.
else. Kind of interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I do the same. It's a process of elimination. So I'll go, not for tonight, not for tonight, not for tonight.
Yeah. And I saw an interesting piece I was reading a couple of weeks ago when during the Corona stuff. And one of the beer guys was saying how he was drinking all the beers he was saving for special occasions.
Yeah.
Because he's like, if you had all these other beers you were holding on to, what better time to drink them now? We don't know what's going to happen, right? And so I've got like beers that are like Bourbon Counties and Epic Big Bad Bat. I got all these other beers I haven't drank yet because I was saving them. I'm like, well, maybe I'll start doing some of those and everything, just because, seems like.
So if you look at Harry Julio's reviews, he said that on his reviews that's what he's doing. He's going through his cellar.
Yeah.
He doesn't know when.
Right. It's like if something happens to me, I wonder what this beer tastes like. So.
Yeah, he was drinking. What was he drinking? Mills, which is I suppose the US equivalent would be their ones that matter. I was drinking Farm. What they call, based up in. I can't remember the name of the brewery. Farm. They're not Farmyard. It's Farm something. So they're sort of a mixed fermentation brewery that only do 750 bombers. That's all they do. Limited run. What's out there is what's out there. They don't make any more of that one. That's it. Done. Gone. And so he was drinking that. Yes.
Instead. Yeah.
Thanks, Craig.
I said Craig a thing if you want to jump on. Craig's probably in bed right now, though. Yeah. Stay safe and stay drunk. All right, Jace.
Cheers, buddy. As far as I know, I've not had COVID yet.
If they say you got it, I'm going right to the cellar and just drink everything in the cellar. If they say I got it.
Well, I had a couple of days off in the last. I've not been drinking for the last 3 or 4 days, and yesterday was the first time. So I'm sort of trying to limit myself.
Yeah. Now this one, I was going to say this one I'm going to open up. It's kind of an interesting one. So this is actually from Evil Twin Brewing.
Love Evil Twin. Brilliant.
And they have a series. It's the art of mixing a beer.
Yeah.
This is their tangerine tonic. So I've done a couple other ones. I've done one for the mojito. I've done one for another one. So this is the third one I've done in the series. It's a double India Pale Ale with natural flavors, 8% ABV. But they're based like the drink. So you think a tangerine tonic would probably be something like a gin and tonic or whatever, with a tangerine or something in it, you think. So we'll see how this one actually tastes.
They're usually spot on. I had the pink lemonade IPA. It was 7%, but if you were drinking it, you'd be like, I'm drinking pink lemonade. You would not dispute that it was beer.
Well, the one I had that was the mojito tasted pretty much like a mojito, which I've always enjoyed. I used to go to Miami a lot, and that'd be the drink I would have down there. It's got that nice
orange
color to it. The aroma's already coming off. I can already smell the tangerine coming out of it. Do you get a little bit of like a booziness? A little bit of I think a yeast type off the aroma as well.
It'd be interesting if you get the tonic flavor coming through.
You do get the tonic coming through. It's kind of got that little bit of a tangerine gin tonic type feel to it. A little bit of that carbonation with the bubbliness of a tonic or a seltzer type feel. Tangerine hits like right center of the throat. You almost get like that peel type taste of a tangerine peel in there.
Yeah.
I mean, Evil Twin, make no mistake about it, they do good beers. They know what they're doing for sure. But if I was like a tangerine, or it's a tonic type drinker with a gin and tonic with the tangerine peel or something like that, this would be a beer that would easily suck it in for me, that I wouldn't even miss having that type of tonic drink, because this actually hits on it very nicely. Almost to the point like a tangerine type soda.
Wow.
Yeah. And not overly tart or anything, just nice tangerine feel, nice crisp feel to it from the tonic flavor. Yeah, it's pretty solid.
That was really good. I wouldn't say it's a traditional New England because of the bitterness, the lasting bitterness that you get at the end, which is not something you get with a New England. I think it's certainly got elements of West Coast in there, but massive fruity flavors up front.
Yeah,
and the salt.
Craig said, "Cheers to the invert, Rob," but I'm in bed now. So yeah, I figured he might be in bed. Well, you know,
that was nearly me.
I set up one of the streams on Sundays for 1:30 Eastern. That way, if you guys are around, you guys can come in if you're freed up on a Sunday, because over there it'll be like 6:30 or so for you guys. So if you're freed up on a Sunday evening, you want to join those, it won't be a late one for you guys.
No. Last time I watched along as I was cooking, so you might get me cooking whilst I'm on.
No, that's still good. It was funny because I did it before, and it's like, I think you came in. I think maybe, I don't know if Craig came in that night. It was like you guys were all on Friday night. I'm like, I put a Sunday stream just so you guys could kick back. Like, everybody's coming into the late night stream still, which is still fine.
This is early for me. If I was out,
James was in bed on the stream, like he always is. So.
But James, obviously, it's Swedish time, slightly off.
Yeah,
UK time, you're like 2-3 hours plus. So, yeah.
Vanessa, howdy again.
Right, I'm gonna just grab another beer. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. Anybody else drinking anything out there right now as Adam grabs another beer at this time? If so, let me know. Just post in the comments what you're actually sipping on. So we get a little bit more of a upbeat melody than what we actually got here right now. Water, lots of water. What's up with the water tonight? You're not drinking the Dragon's Milk or Foreign Extra Stout? You gotta run out later, Vanessa? So we figure we drop in a little bit of the island music right now. Because it's not like a lot of people go on vacation, so maybe give you a vacation music there in the background. You can imagine you're on a vacation. But it's usually around this time of year. Last year we went to Jamaica. The year before we went to Cancun. A couple years before that we went to Dominican Republic. So usually around May is when we're doing like a Caribbean type trip now. And it's kind of like, can't go anywhere right now. Can't get away anywhere.
I thank my lucky stars that I had my holiday in February this year. Yeah. We did Texas to New Orleans for Mardi Gras.
Nice.
And then we flew home. So everything kicked off about 2 weeks after the fact. So it was, we were only, the reason we booked early is we had a load of weddings with a lot of friends getting married this time of year. And unfortunately, they've all cancelled, obviously, because of this and postponed for later in the year, right? Potentially next year. And then, to be fair, I was looking forward to like very short winter break instead. But we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, before this stuff happened, I was kind of debating where we wanted to go because I was actually thinking, I've got it on the agenda to try to do a trip overseas to either, UK or Germany or Scotland. I mean, my main thing, when I get to Europe, it's so easy to travel over there. I just want to get over there so we can do something. And I found a site that actually is a travel agency here where they do like the whole. I like the all-inclusive packages. Like go to Caribbean, you just pay your price up front, all your food and drink are included.
You might not get that here.
Oh, it's been great. No, they do have a place here where you can do it over in England or Ireland. They go to Europe, so I'm like, all this stuff happens, so I didn't go back to look at it. But if we were going to go there, I was thinking maybe like St. Kitts or something like that and everything. But definitely want to get over there. We want to get over there, sooner rather than later because we don't want to be one of those old people like kind of traveling everywhere. Trying to do stuff. We want to be while we're still younger and stuff to be able to get out there. But like Ireland, Scotland, getting over to England and getting over that's like a trip you want to do like for 2 weeks, right? Because you want to get all over the place and time to recuperate because your flight's almost like a day and a half to get there, depending on how you're flying.
It can be, and obviously you've got to take into account if you're going from Germany to England, that's a 2 hour and a half flight as well. So that kind of does take it out of you because air travel, although it's a lot easier now, it's still a pain. Yeah.
A lot of stuff you do over there, right? You guys take the train to a lot of places, though, too, which makes it nice.
You can. The UK is a bit different, obviously, because it's an island. So there is only really one train that you can get to get out of the UK. And sometimes it is quicker to fly.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
So I'm going to keep on after doing Odmundson. I'm going to keep on the Scandinavian theme, seeing as we've got the island music on.
MGG production.
Funny how that worked
out,
out,
right? With this is a Lervig, and it's Naughty and Nice, which is an 8% double block.
Ooh, nice. See. I like that artwork there.
MGG production.
With the Lervig sign there.
Yeah. Very nice.
MGG production.
Let's see. So that's why you're drinking the water there. Yeah. Yeah, I bet it is frustrated for sure.
That can be also a sign of COVID, so I'd be very careful.
Well, I hope not, because Vanessa has a lot of other stuff that she can't afford to catch that.
MGG.
It's rare, but it can be.
She's done well, secluded herself from everything, too. But, I had one of my high school friends, she had posted on Facebook, she ended up losing like 2 family members to COVID. And my mother just actually had a friend that just died yesterday or this morning. And they didn't know if it was COVID or not, but now when she was thinking about it, she thinks it might have been COVID. She was older, so she was like she wasn't in a nursing home, but she was in a facility. She had other stuff that was taking place. They think, they put the respirator and stuff. They took her off life support, and so she died this morning. But it was one of her friends of numerous years. I mean, as a kid, I knew her, and like her son was about 10 years younger than me, I think. So like, we lived in the same area and stuff. And like when we were kids, when I was in high school, and they were kind of like in grade school. They would like play football, and I would throw passes to them and all that kind of stuff and everything like that. So it's kind of like, like I said, I think at some point we're all going to know somebody, but it's all said and done.
Yeah,
that's died for this. So it's kind of crazy.
It's worse when it's in one family. That's my friend who I went through high school with since the beginning of high school. He lost his and his grandmother within less than a month.
Wow.
Not COVID, but it was there are knock-on effects. So his uncle had a heart issue. His grandmother was in hospital and was released from hospital to prevent the spread of COVID.
Yeah.
So you're looking at those ambulance response times, and it can have a knock-on effect.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, but since he's had that thyroid for 15 years, meds usually stop for at least 4 hours. 4 pills have done nothing. The effects had never happened, and if it stops working, I will not be able to leave the house. Yeah, because the pills will still be kicking in and not kicking in. Yeah. Hopefully they do. Hopefully it's not anything more than that, but the body does some crazy things. I've been hiding out at home for 10 weeks starting tomorrow. Yeah. She's been extra cautious because she's had past conditions and stuff. So it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of like some of the offices, like where I'm at here, like one of the states, Ohio, they're trying to start opening some stuff next week. Kentucky's a little bit more behind them. They're trying to trickle some stuff out there. But my wife, she runs a business where she's at, and she told him like June 1st. It's like the first time they're looking at it. So she went in a couple times this past weekend. It's too soon. She's enough to like June 1st, and she's got enough funding. She runs like a nonprofit. They got enough funding they can hold out, I think, with the employees, and they're in good shape. Like nobody's getting laid off or anything like that. So if you could actually do that, then that's a good thing. You're not forcing people into that bad scenario. I mean, some people are being told they have to go back, and they have no other way, no other job to go to, so they have to. Like some of the places, like these meat plants, and we found out getting 1,000 workers on one of the Tyson meat plants, and they were being forced to go back in because, Trump tried to instill an order for that to do that. But the thing is, they're in these towns where that's like the only or best job you can really get. So if you don't go in, you're screwed, right? Because you can't go anywhere else to work. So it's kind of a bad situation for some of those people.
I think because the UK is not on an official lockdown, they've left it really open-ended. So I've got colleagues in work at the moment, and what they're doing is they have to have safe measures put in place. So they work in the laboratories, and that is a 2-meter distance at all points. So essentially, they are working with other people in the same room, but there's always a 2-meter distance, supposedly. And they've split the workforce over 2 shifts to increase that.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to take the right precautions. I mean, the company I work at, we were in a position where we had actually put more people together. They were trying to get more people in the office, so they condensed all the space to make it more seats. That was a few months ago. Now they're looking at it, they have to spread it back out.
Yeah, complete opposite, yeah.
Right, and it's kind of like, because we're in a high-rise office building, and at one point we were thinking we had to get another floor because we had so many employees we were hiring, but they were able to do that, and like me and other people were able to work from home. But now they may not be able to keep that because they have to increase the space. So I don't know what they're going to do there. It's kind of interesting. But our CEO, he came on, and we've been doing town hall meetings every other week, and they pretty much reassure that everybody's kind of protected and not see anything. I mean, I'm in the insurance financial service industry, and actually in this type of environment, our products actually sell because people are more concerned about, life insurance and annuities and stuff like that. But some people, I mean, it's just kind of a weird situation. Like I said, we were in business since 1907, so we went through the Spanish flu back then, and we went through the Depression, and we went through all these things. We only had 1 year where we never paid a dividend, which was like an off year. So we've always been successful throughout the period of time with the stuff that we do. So we're not to say it can't happen to us, but we're kind of in that position where people rely on us to help them get through it, so in that way.
I'm in the same boat. My work's exploded at the minute.
Yeah.
I work within the mining and metal industry. So metal trading is up at the moment. Prices drop right down. Everyone's buying. So you get that market turnover, and especially with China open, most people don't know that like Southeast Asia, China, they're the hotbeds that are all sort of smelting within the metal industry. So with that area sort of reopening, it means that more raw material can go into that area. So they need to make the money back, basically, especially China. It's one of those ones where they're trying to claw back the economic loss they've had during this period that they've already experienced. It's really boring. Sorry, Rod.
No, I mean, I'm in the financial world, so I've done stuff from insurance to investments, and no, it's all interesting. I mean, for you in the metals, it's definitely the time as well where you guys can be pretty busy, and with me doing a lot of stuff with like helping annuities and all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, every day I'm like quoting people out like $1 million and over, like, to protect their assets in case something would happen. So
that's my original background. I worked in banking previously to this.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, and then the other part of our company's life insurance, so people are making sure they're covered. And something like this, people like are trying to get life insurance because just in case, but they don't know. But the only funny thing is, with underwriters and life insurance like this, you don't know if somebody may be having it right by the time you underwrite someone because you can't tell the symptoms. So I don't know how that's affecting the life insurance kind of things for people.
I always say that I haven't got life insurance, and it's one of those things that I owe and are, but I get death in service through my company. So, and we don't have really medical bills here. Obviously, with the National Health Service,
National Healthcare,
it doesn't probably.
I mean, for you guys, it's really more to cover for somebody else to be buried, so to speak. So.
It would be to pay off the mortgage.
Yeah,
that would be what it would be. But say I get certain benefits of the company I work with.
Yeah, that would be kind of a big thing there. Let's see here. What it said, the poll is basically Demerol and atropine. So states are trying to open. I think it's much too early. The counts are going to go through the roof by summer if they do. Yeah, they're already going through. They looked at Georgia reopening and how much their counts are up now. I think we just crossed 75,000 in deaths today. Initially, we were looking at 200,000. They thought, but then with the shelter in place taking place, it was down to about 60. And then when they went to go start reopening things, now they're thinking it might be like around 120 or 130 possibly. So I don't know. You're seeing these things happen and people getting out, and it's funny. There was a chart that was done with New York included. Well, New York's been keeping in place, so they've actually been down on the backside now. And they took New York out of the chart, and everything was just going up because all the states were seeing a higher increase. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward.
The UK hit the 31,000 mark today.
Yeah.
So for such a small nation.
I saw when Boris had spoke after he came out like a few days ago, and he pretty much said, "Yeah, I underestimated this thing. People need to like stay in the house and go because he got it. So he was like, this is worse than I thought it was."
Oh yeah, he was on a ventilator and all sorts.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, everybody take it seriously type thing. Don't go out here and just like we're over here. We have like Trump saying it's this or that. He thinks, but it's kind of like I just go by the scientists and the medical professionals. So it's kind of like. What are they looking at? I was always more of a science person anyway, so I want to see the numbers. I want to see, and you know this because you're in finance and stuff too. I want to see the projections. I want to see the stats. I want to see that stuff, and I'll make my decision off the hard evidence, not the opinion evidence.
Just New Zealand. New Zealand is the one that dealt with it. Mm-hmm. They have 5 or 7.
She did a great job. She did a great job as Prime Minister there. Yeah.
They're ridiculously low, but they locked everything down.
Yeah.
Everything. Straight away.
South Korea locked a lot of stuff down early too. South Korea got the details the same day we did. And you look at a chart between us and South Korea, they're totally different.
It's just, I think I really don't want Trump to get it because I think the US with Mike Pence in office is not a better place.
Well, I don't think Mike Pence would get re-elected if something were to happen to Trump right now, but Mike Pence...
No, I don't think he would.
His press secretary got it, so now they're under it, and one of the valets that was handling Trump had gotten it, so it's getting close to him in the White House, so we'll see what happens. But the thing is, like, Trump will always say, well, we've been tested, we're okay, right? And it's like, yeah, you were, but like the person that just got it today, right? The press secretary to Pence, which was Steve Miller's wife, which means Steve Miller might have it, who's always around Trump. She was fine yesterday, and she was getting tested every day, and then today she turned positive. And to Trump and them, they think, well, we can test it, we don't have it, we got tested yesterday. That isn't how it works. You could be tested yesterday, it's just a moment in time, and you can have it today from somebody else.
Cross-section of people. Certain people interact with other people that interact with you. It's a spider's web.
It says 6 degrees. 6 degrees will get it there.
Yeah.
Cases that would have to seek help at hospitals, it's going to be a full-on mess. Yeah, because of everything else, they're going to have to run so the people with possibly corona with other stuff that usually happens at hospitals, right? That's why they're trying to avoid all this stuff. CDC has already said people like we need to stock up on foods instead of for about 2 years at least and not allow. Yeah, and now Trump doesn't want to adhere to the CDC information, who's basically the lead specialist on all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is a time, like if you watch those prepper shows where you want to prep.
I was literally about to say that. Yeah. They're the people that are laughing on the other side of their face at the moment.
He's like, anybody's prepped or whatever, if you
doomsday preppers.
If you prep and you're a hunter, this is your time. We're about to go through a possible meat shortage. It's already happened at some place like Wendy's. And some of the Wendy's around here, you can't get chili because of the meat shortage. But you can still get hamburgers because they got enough hamburgers out there. But at some point, they'll pull back on that. And you're going to probably start seeing that at McDonald's and Burger King and some other places. Remember, just a single case started all this last September, so freezers reopen is going to make it spike dramatically. USA is the most known infections anywhere in the world already. Yeah, so they're already doing that, and that's why I said like Trump is refusing the CDC to print out their advice. Yeah, and it's like
he's not made it a federal issue.
No, he won't, and he won't because he doesn't want to intercede into some of the states.
Do you think he'll postpone the elections in November?
I don't think he will. I don't even know if he constitutionally can. I think it may be Congress that have to vote on something like that, possibly. I don't know if he can do that as president. If he can do an executive order or something.
He can pardon himself.
Technically, he says he can pardon himself. There's other lawyers that say you really can't. There's other lawyers that say he can be charged on crimes because it's never been defined if a president can be charged or not, but it's always been understood no one's above the law. So there's that debate that takes place too.
I do follow, if you look on YouTube, there's a guy called Legal Eagles. He's a lawyer based out of New York, and he does constitutional law, and he goes through how he could bring criminal charges, but he'd have to be impeached first.
Yeah.
And then he's open to any criminal charge.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of left it as kind of a gray area when the Constitution was set up with the framers. There's some things that have some writings out there, but it's kind of like that was one area where, because they didn't want it to be a king, right? Because, I mean, George Washington, they wanted to make a king, and he didn't want to be a king. They were just getting away from that. And that's when they came up with making him the president type thing. So, one of those open areas, that's an interpretation, you know. A a lot of them argue you can't do it to a sitting president. A lot of them can argue that you can do it. It was never been defined that you couldn't. So that's why you go to court, you debate, and the jury decides.
See, for English Parliament, it's not written anywhere when you have your election. It's usually about 5 years.
Yeah.
And Parliament holds whoever's in office to that rule of about 5 years. Usually there'll be an argument and we'll call it before then, but it's not written anywhere. We don't have. I think I mentioned to you before that I did like a partial law degree, and I only did like 2 years, but I did constitutional law, and the UK has an unwritten constitution based in a number of written documents, and that was one of the parts of the course that I did. It's odd because we have a lot of written documents, but certain things like in Parliament, it's just not written. It's just convention.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have the law until after Roosevelt. Roosevelt, one of the 4 terms as president, before they came up with something to go ahead and say you can't serve more than 2 terms, which was kind of funny. Basically, Congress did a job cut of the president. Nobody did a job cut of Congress. Like, those people serving for like 60 years or however many years. Like, you got like people in like 30, 40 years that are senators or congressmen. It's kind of like, you should be limited there on some of your stuff as well. It's like not just the president, So I was all about term limits on some of those people. Like Vanessa, she hunts, she fishes, she makes letters to center half for many decades. Yeah, we all know like Vanessa's like things went bad. We were always joking around. We're gonna go to Vanessa's place because she'll be the leader and all do everything. So she retired from the Air Force, military public health inspector, what things are doing. It's about as long as humanly possible. It's a crazy time right now. There's things you're seeing that you didn't think you would actually see before. It's kind of like, right now we have farmers in some areas that were destroying crops because they couldn't get their stuff. There was nowhere to go with the crops. They couldn't do anything with them. They had to destroy them because it would start to ruin the other stuff they were planting. Some of the places have started working with local, farmers markets to get their stuff that way, and are now going straight retail rather than wholesale, which is good. But not all can do that. We have farmers destroying milk. We have some farmers that are debating destroying like pigs and stuff because they had too much. They couldn't get it moved because of the shortages.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's like you got people out going to some of these food banks that don't have food, and we're destroying food in some places. So it's kind of crazy how you see some of this stuff happening. And it's like, how can you be like seen as the most probably developed country and you're throwing away food when people are starving? Like, you got like people that can't go to school, and like kids that their main meal is from school, and we're supposed to be the richest country, and you're throwing food away, and you got kids starving. It's just mind-boggling stuff that you see sometimes.
If they're going to lose it anyway, why don't you donate it?
Because I think the way the laws are regulated, they can't. They're not allowed to do certain things because it's not cleared by the FDA or whatever. Now, some states, like I said, have gotten with local groups, and they're going right to the farmers markets now rather than having to go through factories, which is helpful. And I think it's great because it keeps money in the communities as well. If you've got a local farmer and a local business, that's great. You don't have to worry about sending it to a massive warehouse that's owned by some corporate shills, right? You can just keep it local, which is nice. It keeps your economy rolling in that local area.
They're asking across Europe that a lot of college and university students that obviously are not in college and university at the moment they're being asked to go into arable farming and pick fruit and veg and grains, to do that whilst they're out, and obviously they're getting tested on a daily basis to make sure that they keep the food moving.
Yeah. Well, it's like here they pass laws to hurt the immigrant workers, but it's kind of like you need the immigrant workers that were doing a lot of the field stuff, like you're saying. But now you're making it hard for them to come over and even do that. None of the Americans when they go do it, because I think a lot of Americans think it's beneath them to go out there and do that. So it's like, well, who are you going to have work in the fields now? You screwed yourself. So it's just like kind of crazy that the stuff, like I said, the ironies that come into play here in the States, it's just mind blowing. Listen to this, she's been living with being immunocompromised at 87, very familiar with infections. If the most rare and bizarre kind, or of the most rare and bizarre kinds, one of the infections that kill me. My healthcare has paid many hundred thousands of dollars over years. Yeah, she's had a lot of stuff that had to be paid, taken care of. Cannot find more yeast anywhere, nothing on shelves, online, they're scalping their prices to ridiculous heights. Yeah.
Try brewing sites online. Beast. Yeah. That might be a.
Well, they're having troubles like with some of the stuff with yeast. They're also starting to run into some problems with some of the CO2 stuff that some of the breweries need. There's also some stuff with cans because the place is being shut down, like the aluminum and everything. So this thing has affected so many different things. And now we got the murder of wasps, or whatever they're called. Like these wasps that are like this big that eat the honeybees are now in the States. They got brought in somehow from Asia. yeah. So we got those to deal with. Right now they're in Washington and like Oregon, but they're going to make their way across the country at some point. But their main feeding is honeybees. So you know, when you mess up the honeybee population, you're really screwed with your food supply because you need that cross-pollination.
There's been some wildlife issues here. So, like, small villages in Wales have been overrun. Sheep and rams and goats living in the wild that have now moved into the town because nobody's about. I nearly hit it. I live in, I would say, a fairly residential area. I nearly hit a deer the other day.
Yeah, wow.
That's unheard of. It was on it was on roundabout or a circle. It was quite a large one. Had a bit of grass. And the deer ran straight across, right in front of the car.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
Well, yeah, I've seen some photos of where some of the animals are doing that in some places because it's so wide open. In Africa, they're actually having like locusts right now as well. I don't know if you saw that story. There's tons of locusts that are eating a lot of the food supply over there they're dealing with. I mean, it's kind of like something out of Revelations right now taking place. It's kind of crazy. There's just all kinds of shit happening in the world like that's not supposed to happen.
This is why you should be drinking your cellar, Rob.
Well, second guess, I'm going to start with County Stout tomorrow.
It all comes back around.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's an interesting time to be alive right now. She'll try the brewed cheese. They can be used for breads. Yeah. So recipe bakes breads and stuff too. So it's just crazy. It's like you see this stuff and then that's just the nature stuff, not even the active the stuff that people are doing themselves are acting crazy out here right now. That's a whole different thing. It's now spring turkey hunt here. I can now take 5 turkeys anywhere. It is legal to hunt. There are over an abundance of turkeys. This is the most I've ever seen in my lifetime. Yeah. They're probably multiplying like crazy. I can't imagine what the rabbits are doing. Rabbits are probably multiplying like crazy right now.
Got loads, yeah. A lot of brown hares near us, so just see loads.
Like in my backyard here, because we have woods behind my house, so we usually get rabbits that'll come through like each year. And we'll get deer out there. Occasionally we'll get tortoise. Once in a while you'll see like a snake or something like that because it's the woods. So one year I had 2 snakes. They would actually stay in our front yard, and they would go under the step and stuff. But when it was hot, they would come out on the pavement, which actually would freak a lot of people out. But the thing is, they were actually good. They weren't venomous, but they kept moles away because that was what they would go after, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So they were good for keeping the moles away. And I had no problem with them. We just left them out there.
I'll be okay with no snakes, please. I've got I've seen one snake in the wild in the UK ever, and it was a grass snake, and it was probably about the size of my finger. And that's it. That was it.
You scream.
I've got a lovely sonar device in the shed for moles. I don't need snakes, thank you.
What is worse, a snake or a spider?
Oh, I don't mind spiders. We get spiders all the time in here.
You're fine with spiders, but snakes, yeah.
Snakes
don't really bother me too much. I mean, most of the time it was left alone. I mean, you just have to worry about if there's one that might be venomous. Where I'm at, it's not as common to maybe see we don't really get like a rattlesnake. We can have copperheads here, but it's very rare to come across a copperhead. Most of the time they're like rat snakes or black snakes, garden snakes. The ones that we had in our front yard were black snakes. They were quick as hell. But you don't come across too many that are like an issue. Like I said, they just protect the yard from moles, really.
I've got a lovely sonar thing. It goes right into the grass. Don't have to worry about snakes at all. It's just the sonar to keep your moles away.
The worst thing was when I got squirrels in the attic one year. We had a squirrel family in the attic. I had to hire someone to come out and get the squirrels. And he ended up getting them out and, pretty much euthanized them. But they were just like, you don't let them in there because they'll get stuck in the walls and die, and it stinks up your whole house. So he was able to get them all out and take care of it. But
I'm lucky. I live in a pre-war house, so the walls are solid. Don't have to worry about anything being trapped in there. They are solid brick. Don't have to worry about that. But two layers of solid brick.
So it definitely works out. And that says he has 5 families of rabbits here in the front yard and neighbors. I am not allowed hunted or anything in the town any longer. Air guns used to be allowed in the 80s for small game, but no longer as well. Copperheads, black water moccasins, timber rattlers up here. Yeah, water moccasins can be nasty as well. And the rattlers and copperheads, of course. So, yeah, one thing that people do find sometimes in their house, like the brown recluse spiders, which are bad spiders to have. Those ones can actually be venomous, and they can actually be bad. You gotta be careful with thick boots in the woods, long cap, high boots, like my combat boots. Yeah, you do have to be careful with those type of things around.
If I went outside now, the only thing that I potentially could hurt me, hopefully, is just a hedgehog. We do get a couple of hedgehogs now and again.
Okay.
Yeah. Now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you leave cat food out, you usually get quite a few hedgehogs.
Yeah, we were talking the other night in Erie, who was here earlier, with Alan, the Eclectic Beard. They were telling us that one of the people down in South Carolina got killed by an alligator. She tried to go down to pet the alligator. The alligator grabbed her by the leg and drug her out in the waist high water and pretty much finished her off. And her friends tried to get to her, but they couldn't. It was once the alligator pulled her out, there was nothing they could do. And they were told, don't go near the alligator. Whatever. One of his breweries there, Paris Brewing. Yeah, he's.
It's an unusual one, this one, for a Doppelbock. There's a lot of chocolate in it. And it's not something usual. Yeah.
Are you getting like caramel tones or toffee tones with it, or
more coffee and chocolate? Which I don't know whether that. I was trying to see on the bottle whether that's an addition that they've put in, but it doesn't say.
Are you feeling any
says
with it?
Sorry.
Are you feeling any booziness with it? The boozy?
No, 8% not there at all.
Okay.
It's quite a thin body. You smell caramel, but it's hidden behind that coffee taste.
Nice. Well, this is it. 1982, I was Base Lake on Barstow Air Force Base. I warned person not to run doggy near water. He put dog along chain and no warning. Doggy was dragged under by alligator. Some people just got to learn themselves. The staff sergeant was court-martialed due to his actions that day. Yeah, it's like, it's kind of like we have places in the States, like, I haven't golfed in a few years, but I usually like to try to golf when I can. Yeah, like you go to Florida, like if you hit one, like around here or other states, you might hit one in the lake and you might go get your golf ball out of the lake. In Florida, you don't go in the lake. You don't because there's gators that could be in the lake. It's like if you go out to Arizona and out west, if you hit a ball and it goes into like the rocks or something like that, you don't go get that golf ball because there could be rattlesnakes and stuff out there. So it's kind of like certain places have certain hazards, you know, and it's not uncommon to be golfing in Florida to try to look like you're going to go to the green and see an alligator come walking across the green or something too. And you have to wait for the alligator to pass. So some interesting sights you can get golfing.
I don't golf. My brother's he's a massive golfer.
Yeah.
Just,
it's all part of the adventure, though. It's all part of the adventure.
The worst thing he has to worry about is nettles if he hits it into the rough.
Well, we went golfing one year. It was for a work event. I was at a conference, and I was golfing with 3 other guys, and we went out there as a team. And one of the guys hit the ball off into the rocks, and it was in Arizona, and they did come across a rattlesnake. And he was telling the one guy, "Hey, look, it's a rattlesnake." And they were trying to mess with the rattlesnake, and they were like telling us, me and my other guy that I was with, to come up there. We were in the other cart. They're like, "Hey, come check it out." And we could hear them like throwing stuff to the rattlesnake. And you hear the rattle getting louder and louder, and it's like, "Nah, we're not gonna." That snake's ready to bite somebody at this point. Like, we're not coming up there. Like, why would you want to piss off a rattlesnake?
I'd totally be dead. I think I'd panic and hit it with a golf club.
Yeah. Same with Louisiana. Do not wade in the waters, regardless of what you think. Just don't do it. Yeah, you don't go into certain spots because you know it could be something there.
They were outside. We could see them. Drove through Louisiana. We could see them outside.
Yeah,
just drove past them.
What's up, Swami? What's going on?
How you doing, rich man?
I don't know about that. Just chilling and relaxing. Thanks again, my friend.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually do a video about that. I didn't realize how much YouTube actually takes on those.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, why do people want to do the super chat? Because why don't you just do it through the PayPal or like I can do it through the OBS?
Patreon.
They take 2.7% versus they're taking like 30%.
You want to turn down your background music just a tiny tad? It's like really loud.
What is?
Your background music.
Yeah, the music.
Is it loud?
Yeah. I had to turn it down, and then I was like struggling to hear.
I gotta go through the soundboard. Why don't you say anything, Adam?
Because he's polite.
Sorry.
You need to get more
the Canadian blend it.
Something.
You become
Somebody comes right in. Turn it down.
I'm gonna drink Murphy's Stout.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I got the soundboard going, and the soundboard it doesn't look like it's that much louder. So I don't really hear it coming through.
Last time I had Murphy's, I was in Dublin. I had it on draft.
And what did you think of it?
I like Murphy's. It's not Guinness,
It's
right?
Canadian Guinness.
No, Murphy's is Irish.
Oh shit! I thought it was Canadian. Whoops.
Oh no, it's Irish. Yeah. Dublin.
Well, to me, it's just smoky Guinness. It's the only difference. They're both kind of lacking in flavor. They're both kind of watery. They're both like, you know, decent stout when there's no good stout to buy. So you buy Guinness or that when there's nothing else around, and that's why I bought this, because I wanted some, you know, good stouts, but the store was like out because of COVID, and all they had was Murphy's and Guinness. And I'll take the Murphy's because Murphy's has a little bit of the extra when it comes, because it has that smoky kind of characteristic that Guinness doesn't have. So I'll go with that over it.
That makes a nice sense. Yeah.
The only who in Murphy's, I think it's owned by Carlsberg. I think they bought them out a long time ago.
Carlsberg bought out Murphy's? I didn't know that.
I think so. It's either Carlsberg or one of the big boys bought them out a long time ago. They're not. Guinness, obviously, is owned by the Italian firm. I can't remember the name.
I wanted to tell Rod something really quick. I apologize that I didn't really celebrate with you for your monetization that day. My aunt passed away from the COVID on this week on Monday.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Well, you saw
Sorry
on
to hear that.
Facebook. I put the picture up of everyone's seen. There's like an old picture. She was 97 years old. She beat the COVID, but then she kind of passed away from the fight of beating the COVID. So
Right.
after she beat it, she wasn't eating or drinking or anything like that, and
Oh, that sucks.
so we were all happy because she beat it, and I even told you I was all happy for her because she beat it, and then literally 2 days later she died. So it was like, yeah.
Yeah, my mom, she just lost one of her old friends this morning, and she wasn't sure, but she thinks it may have been the COVID. She was going through some stuff at one of the home type things. It wasn't a full nursing home, but one of the help facilities, and they had to put her on a ventilator yesterday or whatever. They took her off, and basically she went overnight and stuff. So it's just like I was telling Adam, I said all of us are going to know somebody at some point that it happens.
Yeah.
Of course, it's always tougher when it's in the family, but this thing is hitting people everywhere.
Yeah, well, especially the old age homes are really getting hit really hard.
Yeah.
It's strange. It's like the workers don't want to work there because they're getting the COVID when they work there. So and you kind of understand it's like risking yourself to go there. So you have to be selfless when you're working in that industry.
At home too. That's an issue.
Stay home to your family and stuff like that. So you can kind of understand. But then the old people, a lot of them aren't dying from the COVID. They're dying because of malnutrition, not being cleaned.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's no one there working. They'll have like one person for like 90 seniors or something like that. And, they're spending. They even have Army personnel now working in old age homes because there's nobody that they can find to work there. So the provinces are calling in the Army and to work the medical units in the Army to work in the old age homes.
So we've had slightly different in England. The people working in care homes have been moving into the empty rooms and been staying there. So they're living with the residents basically, rather than going out and risking anything if they can. Yeah,
that's interesting. That's a way you can do it too. And Vanessa said her condolences, Swami, as well. And she also said to me too. But,
well, it was hard because she was like my second mom. My mom passed away a really long time ago. She passed away in 2013, and my dad passed away way back in '85. So my aunt kind of was like my adult influence, more or less, there. So
that's tough. Yeah,
she lived a long time, man. 97 years is not a short period. But we were all, if it wasn't for this virus, we were so sure she was going to hit the 100 mark. I think that's what it's kind of. You're happy because she made it to 97, but at the same time, you're disappointed because everyone wants someone in their family hit the centennial, and it was like she would have been the first ever in our lineage to hit 100, so it would have been kind of cool to see. Yeah, and she didn't want to go. She had all her wits about her and everything. She was not walking as well anymore, and she was like 4'2" because they shrink the older they get. Yeah. But she could carry a conversation. She just stopped driving about 4 years ago, so it was like it's tough. So.
Yeah,
that's sorry to put it downer.
No, I mean it's happening. Wow. And that's our friend in England over the virus lost family too last week. So, and yes, the old age homes and staff abandoned posts should be put into prison for desertion. Well,
no, I don't think so. I don't think they should. No one should be forced to risk their lives. It should be voluntarily if they want to do it. It should never be a forced thing. If anything, the people that are protesting out on the fucking streets in mass numbers and continuing to spread this shit, they're the ones that should be like shot maybe in like the streets, because they're voluntarily fucking it over for everybody else.
Yeah,
so to me,
they definitely
are the biggest assholes.
I think John Oliver came out with something this week saying that they should have to sign waivers against any healthcare whatsoever going forward.
At least against intubation, because we have a limited number of intubators.
Yeah.
Everyone does at the moment.
So those should be definitely off limits. Like it should be like, okay, we'll care for you, but if it comes down to choosing between you and somebody who wasn't stupid, like you're
protest, you go to the back of the line or something
Yeah.
happens. Yeah. If we can get you in, we'll get you in. But if not, you went to the protest, so it's on you.
You chose to be an
What
Sorry,
Vanessa said, the UK have done that as well. They've been hiding the nursing home figures, and that only came out in the last 2 weeks, I think. Last week, 2 weeks, and it bumped the total up massively.
Yeah, well, it's zero. Most of the people that are getting COVID are actually my age. The people between the ages of 40 and 49 are the number one people carrying it, but they're not dying from it. They're the carriers because they're all the workers. They're all the people that are doing essential jobs and shit like that. And most of the working force are between the ages of 35 to like 50. So the main guys, the main people that are getting it, and unfortunately, it seems to be African Americans are a huge number in North America, even in Canada. I don't know what's going on if it's in the same thing in the States, because a lot of them work in the residential healthcare centers as nurses and as care for the elderly and stuff like that. And they're getting it big time. Like it seems to be the immigrant population and the African American population in Canada getting hit really hard in Montreal. I don't know why.
I think that's more to do with the jobs rather than
a
race issue per se.
Yeah, I don't think it's a race issue. I just think that there's a lot of African Americans like to work in the residential service or have chosen that as a profession, which is honorable. They want to work with elderly people and stuff like that, but they're getting COVID like in big numbers. And,
well, it's not even here. It's not even all residential. It's police, it's doctors, it's bus drivers, it's all kinds of positions. But I think it's part of it is also there's a societal part of it too. I think it's just usually we may carry more weight than the average white person. I guess you can say. I mean, not to say there's not big white people, but on average, I think bigger people. So that's why you have the higher heart stuff, the higher diabetes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
there's a higher chance of underlying conditions in the Black community.
And there's also another thing in the Black community, especially in the States, is a mistrust of the government. So they don't.
True that. Yeah,
they don't believe that the COVID's as bad as people are saying, or something like that.
When it first came out, there were some people saying, "Well, Black people can't get it." And it's like, really? Yeah, I wouldn't say there's. Even when it was first coming out, there were people in Africa and they were trying to heat off from it. It's like it's in Africa right now, affecting people, and it's there's so much misinformation that's out there that people just buy into.
I kind of understand where they're coming at the mistrust of government, because I think we were talking about last week the same panel and everything, that like it seems like the government's all over the place. England, Canada, US, they're all trying to force people to go back to work, even though people don't want to go back to work. And it's not that we want to collect the unemployment. I can't stand when these fucking idiots. And this is what, because I'm not a liberal, you know that. I've never said I'm a liberal.
Right.
I consider myself a progressive, but with libertarian leanings. I'm progressive minded, but I don't consider myself a liberal, because to me, a liberal, you have to be a corporatist, and I'm not a corporatist, so I can't consider myself a liberal. But at the same time, I don't trust the government's response to this. It just seems like they're all thinking economically, and they're even getting the doctors involved in it now. At least before we could kind of listen to the doctors and they were being honest, and now even the doctors are like kind of towing the political line. I don't know if they've been told they have to or something. But they've been
some of them have. I mean, this week Trump wouldn't let Fauci and Birx go in front of the Congress. Yeah. They wanted to have them in Congress, and Trump shut it down where they couldn't have them actually testify in front of Congress. So it's political. It's the politicians are owned by a lot of corporations. So we kind of come to expect that in America, and with the history of America and some of their past testing and what they've actually done, there's a lot of reason why people doubt the government.
Well, you just have to kind of look at countries like Mexico, New Zealand, and a few other countries that are kicking the shit out of this stuff, and they're doing it because they're being fucking smart. They're being hard, and they understand that, the short term, the economy is going to suck, but in the long term, they're going to get their freedom back faster, and they're going to be able to go on with their fucking lives, while the rest of us are still fucking hiding and wearing masks and being fucking, scared shitless like all the time. And like it just needs to get to a point where people have to understand that short term, it's going to suck. But if you do what you need to do, which is just fucking stay home, man, like stay home. People now are like really like thinking that it's over and shit like that, and it's actually it's getting worse in like Quebec.
Oh, it's already starting to go worse because people are opening up some stuff. So we're already seeing it numbers happen. And that's it. My question now: should I get infected now versus later, so medical person can treat me rather than later when the rationing really kicks in? I wouldn't want to get it at all, just because depending where you're at, you may still get screwed at this point.
Yeah.
Dee said, if you don't have the proper equipment, you can endanger your family at home and others. COVID-19 has an infection rate of one person can affect 3 people. Yes, those jobs pay less and they're exposed for sure. STD and those jobs are public jobs, and African Americans are usually hired at a higher rate than a public business. There's a history of African Americans not being hired due to discrimination, right? So you end up getting these jobs that you can take. That's what you're seeing in someone like the grocery stores and stuff too, and these frontline workers that are getting infected. If CDC can't issue guidance, that is a huge failure. People will die over this mess. No, so they can issue it. It's just Trump shutting them down from being able to follow it now. It's like, you're shutting down the CDC. Way to go. Infection rates are increasing. Yeah. Like I said, we had a 5-year-old that died today from it, they said. So
yeah, at the same time though, I think it's a reality that people like our age, I would say between the ages of 30 till about 60 are not really dying from this. And
we've had some 30-year-olds die here.
You have some, but it's a very rare occurrence.
It's usually an underlying condition.
The reality is that we are going to be carriers, and this week I learned, like, my aunt passed away, and it's like, if you care about the elderly, like, they deserve to live too, man. It shouldn't just be like, well, it's only old people dying from it.
Yeah.
I liked my aunt a lot. I loved my aunt, and I miss her now, and I'm pissed, because she would probably live another 2, 3, maybe 4 years. I don't know. Maybe even 7. I don't know. Fucking, because of this, she's gone. And it's like, that's how you got to look at it. And people with weak immune systems are going to fucking die. And fat people, even though, they should stop eating so much and exercise, they're still worth living. Like, they don't deserve to die because of this shit, People with diabetes, heart conditions,
But Swami, some people want a haircut.
Yeah. But my wife is going so gray right now, and I tell her I don't mind. I think she looks cute, and she's all like, "Oh, I miss fucking going to the hair." I'm like, yeah, "It's okay. You got no one to impress. You're home with me. I love you. I don't care if you got gray hair." It's like, you're 42. Rock your gray hair. It's all good.
They just need a place to go around to with beanbag rounds and a shotgun.
I think for people that are really smart right now, if you want to have a cool business, open up a drive-through theater. That would be,
a drive-through theater or drive-in. You mean?
Yeah, the drive-in.
Yeah,
drive-in.
Yeah, we got a few people doing drive-in theaters now that are starting to get business back. Yeah.
I'm hearing there's going to be drive-in concerts soon, which is a great idea. Do some drive-in concerts, everyone. But they're not allowed to leave their fucking car, man. That's the story. Bring your own snacks. Don't be like, we got to make some more money. We'll sell snacks and t-shirts. No, fuck that. You're going to the concert. You pay for the concert, but you bring your own food. You bring your own booze, and you sit in your car and you enjoy your fucking show. Bring a designated driver to drive you back. And
I was going to say, hopefully not enjoying your own booze and then driving home.
Yeah. Well, the concert's long enough. You can have 1 or 2 beers through the stretch of it and then drive home. You're not going to have 1 or 2 beers.
Some low volume ones. Yeah.
Cool. Drink some Murphy. It's only 4.5% ABV. So you can have like 3 or 4 of those.
3 or 4.
Not too high at all.
So, how much was your first night of monetization? Did you do well? Because my first monetization show was awesome. I made like $400.
It was just a few. I mean, you had done something, and Alan from Eclectic had done something in his life area. I think it was.
You should have
it was like 30 something, I think, but
you could have promoted it better.
Yeah, I'm not in it for the money. If people want to do it,
it's not the money, but your first monetization show is a special show. The rest of them you don't care, but the first one you're supposed to get everybody in, and everyone should kick in at least $1 or $2.
Well, I've got the ads running on different stuff now, guys. I'm seeing stuff pop in from revenue from those other videos and stuff now, but
well, I'm about to change my theme song because my theme song right now is a song that I wrote and did, so it's different, so I don't get charged. But I want to switch it up. Because I really like that Run Them Jewels, the new tune there, that ooh ha la la or whatever that thing. I want to
the new one they just did. Yeah,
I want to add that into the intro with the big hell yeah at the end of it, and with big explosions, just like John Wick style explosions and shit.
Yeah.
Makes absolutely no sense because it's a whiskey review channel, but why not?
like Blaze Steel, it gets them going.
Yeah. Oh, get ready for a whiskey review.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna have to go, Rod. Thanks very much for letting us on.
Thanks for jumping on. I'm going to probably jump off here as well. I mean, Swami got a little bit late, but
is Eclectic or anybody going? Because I'm gonna finish this up.
Yeah, we'll drink while Swami finishes. I was planning to jump on Friday Night Throwdown with Blake and
I'll jump on with them.
Yeah, we could jump over there and see what's going on there to help him close out the show as well. So
okay. Tell him to send me a link and Rod, post a link in my Facebook and I'll join you.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get a link from him. And but no, thanks for jumping on, Adam, and everybody that kind of tuned in. And tomorrow night will be Saturday night at 9:00. We'll do the setting it up Saturday night, and that'll be a little bit more stuff happening for sure. So just kind of a kickback type stream here. So I've got this StreamYard. I got to use it. So I didn't even pay for a month. I got a referral from a friend that did it, so they gave me a free month. So I said, okay, I might as well use it every night then until I decide if I want to keep it or not.
Is it worth it?
I like that you can do some things like stream to 2 different channels. Like right now I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitter, but I can do that through OBS using Mob Crush. I can stream like 3 different channels, so not gaining as much there.
It's what, $7 a month or something like that?
$20 a month if you do the pay plan. Yeah.
No, that's ridiculous. $20.
I think they should give you a little bit more for what they have for the $20 a month. So I probably won't renew it when it comes out, but
yeah, $20 a month is a lot. I thought it was like $7 or something like that. $7 $20 a month.
I mean, you can also do Grid Fam, and you can get 8 people on your screen on Grid Fam. So we were actually messing with that a couple weeks ago.
I know I know for a fact that Google owns a piece of this StreamYard bullshit, and I know it. Like I don't care what they say. That there's only Google Hangouts was perfectly fine. It was free, and you could add as many people on it whatsoever. And they say, "Oh, we're going to come out with something better," and they never came out with anything that lets you know
this month.
Well, they did come out with the Google Me, but they're trying to charge for it, I think, right now.
Fucking
it's currently free, but you can't stream. This month, apparently, that's going to be a feature added on for free.
So they're trying to do it like Zoom. You can do it, and then you can post it later on, but you got to pay if you want to be able to stream it at that time.
Yes.
Oh, you can't. Okay, so they're going to make it so you can pay. You have to pay then. So in order you can't do streaming without paying.
Yeah.
Unless you have Google Suites.
They don't understand.
G Suites.
Like they don't understand how everyone is just going to switch to Twitch eventually. Like it's just going to be fucking.
Just OBS. You just set up OBS and stream right out of that for free.
Yeah, it's just enough, man. They don't understand. Like the small creator, when you look at your expenses to your profit margin, we don't want to pay for shit. We don't make enough of a profit in order to fucking want to pay for other things. So all that's happening is whatever little amount of money that YouTube is actually handing you, you're just giving it right back to them. So you're net zero. But
on top of the cut,
I'm gonna have to shoot off. I'll see you later.
All right, Adam.
Good night,
later, my friend. Cheers.
Nice to speak to you, Swami. I'm sorry for your loss.
No worries, man. Cheers. Stay safe.
Yeah, outside of they're already taking a big cut anyway, which I didn't realize the cut when I was talking to
35%
earlier.
35%.
Well, mine is 30 here that I got.
Well, 30. It feels sometimes like it's 35. It depends on the stream. The more money you make, the more they seem to grab.
Yeah. And
plus, not only that, now they charge the people that are sending you money an extra little per diem, like an extra 50 cents. Like if they send you $10, they charge that person, like if I sent you remember I sent you $5 this week?
Yeah.
They charge me 50 cents to send you $5. So it cost me $5.50 to send you $5.
They charge you for sending it instead of just taking off. Wow.
You never
They are
get a
double screwing people.
Yeah, but they double fuck you.
I'm going to probably do a video on that tomorrow because I'm like, if you're doing this as a YouTube, why wouldn't you recommend your channel for people to go through? Well, you can do Patreon or you can do PayPal. Like I can do PayPal through my Stream Elements with OBS. You just go right in there. It's 2.7%. You just put a link in your description. Also, if they're a PayPal member, there is no fee.
Yeah, but there's a lot of it's just a lot of people don't want to use, like, because me, I can't use my PayPal because my PayPal has my actual real email address on it. So I don't want people having my email address. So
you can make up another PayPal with just whatever you want for, like Swami at YouTube or something.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I understand that. I understand the super chat class is easy. It's right there. It makes it simple. But it's kind of like if you run a restaurant. I was thinking about it earlier. We'll talk about tomorrow. If you run a restaurant, if you go to the restaurant and do a pickup, like in this type of situation, it works out better for them.
Yeah, I know that. Uber and Grubhub and all those 30% they take off the fucking restaurant, and also waiters and bartenders get no tip out of that shit. So it's a two-way street. The restaurant loses money and the service staff lose cash from those fucking bullshit. And I know as someone, I get really mad because at our restaurant, I refuse. Sometimes my boss will ask me to do the orders, and I tell him, no, I'm not fucking doing the orders. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because I don't get fucking shit from that stuff, man. And it's like, I work on tips. If I'm not making a tip, I'm not doing it. End of story. You don't pay my salary. I always tell my boss, I go, you don't pay my salary. The client pay my fucking salary. And like, it's just a fact of life in a restaurant. Owners of restaurants are like strip club owners. Strip club owners, they get the stripper on stage, and the stripper has to pay the restaurant has to pay the bar in order to dance. Okay, bartenders and waiters, especially in the United States. Oh, we got a super chat.
Oh, mercy! Yeah. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. Cheers, buddy, and thank you. I mean, I always feel weird when people get. I was like, I don't want anybody to feel like they have to do anything like that. But that's just
that's euros too. €5 is more than $5 American. There, you made.
Yeah.
There you go.
They probably charge him a fee too, I guess.
Yeah. Tell us how much your fee.
What's up, real man? Cheers, my friend.
Yeah. No. So, anyways, what was this? Okay, yeah. So in the States, in Canada, it's different. There's a minimum wage for restaurant workers. So restaurant workers in Quebec have to make a minimum of $11.50 an hour plus their tips. Where in the States, you could have some states where they get paid $2.75 an hour, which is a joke salary, right? It's not a salary. It's a fucking whatever. It's slavery.
It's a pittance at that level. Yeah.
It's slavery, all right? You have to work like 1,000 hours to make $100. Like, it's a joke. Anyways, they survive off of their fucking tips. So it's not the restaurant. The restaurant shouldn't even consider themselves the employer. It's the clients that are the employers of these people. And plus, the restaurants in the States are so greedy that they steal the tips from their waiters to pay the wages of the kitchen staff and shit like that. They'll say, "Oh, we have
to do that.
You have to give us 4% of your daily sales." They'll tell the waiters that shit. They're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" They have to give them 4% so that the restaurant owner doesn't even fucking pay his own kitchen staff. It's the waiters. So, and technically, the clients pay the waiters, and then the waiters pay the kitchen. And the fucking owner just sits there taking money from everybody for doing jack shit other than owning the fucking building.
It's like a musical entertainer. It's like you get screwed so many ways. You're like, how many albums did I sell? Because I feel like I didn't get all the money from it.
So that's why every bar, every restaurant I ever worked at, I treat my boss like absolute garbage. And I tell them all the time, I go, if you want to let me go, I don't give a fuck. There's a million fucking other bars and restaurants. I'm never kowtowing to you. I don't give a fuck about you. I'm good at my job. And if you want someone to get their job, I'll work for you. But I don't fucking give a fuck what you say. You can't yell at me. You don't speak to me in a certain manner. Because everyone knows owners are crazy cokeheads and they like to fucking yell at their staff and shit. They don't yell at me. I yell right back when they fucking yell at me, and I fucking leave them on lurch. I've done that at least 6 times in my life, where a boss has just annoyed me, and I just walked out, like in the middle of the ship. I'm like, whatever, and I'll be like, I'll handle the crowd yourself. I'm gone. You don't fucking talk to me. Fuck. You don't pay me, so fuck off.
Rowan says, I'm a poor old beer drinker. We all are at points. Nothing wrong with that.
I never understood people in the restaurant industry or the bar industry that get scared of their bosses. I'm like, you really care? You can just cross the street and there's another fucking place hiring. Fuck. Who gives a fuck?
I mean, you want to have a good impression of what you're doing there.
I don't care. You don't need reference to work in the restaurant industry. You don't need references. They'll know if you're good in 3 minutes. That's the one. You can't lie. You can't say I'm a good bartender or a good waiter, because they'll find out in 3 seconds of your first shift if you actually know what you're doing. And you don't need references in that industry. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this baby up, and we're going to jump over to Blake TV and check out the Friday Night Throwdown. Yeah. If you guys haven't checked him out, make sure you do. Gilbert says, give him the shit, son, and screw him, just quit it. You're either happy or not. Yeah. Know your worth, right? So,
well, you were a bartender, so you understand. You know what it was.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one doing the crowd. You're really controlling everything. It's a good owner's not going to let a good employee go like that.
I laugh. You ever seen a night? Let's say if the kitchen, the head of the kitchen there, you don't want to call him a chef in certain restaurants, but they're the head of the kitchen. Anyways, if they don't show up one night and the owner has to work the line in a restaurant, you ever seen a nervous, more shaky motherfucker in your life? It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
My God. This guy acting like he knows his shit, or the manager, what the fuck are you doing?
Not even just the owner, you had a general manager sometimes get lost.
And they're freaking out. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to call an order, nothing. And then the head waiter has to go in there and save his ass. And he's been like it's the best. They fucking don't know shit. They can't run nothing.
Yeah, I always feel like if you're that kind of role, well, if one is an owner, I'd have a vested interest in it. But as a general manager, even you should know what everybody does on their jobs in case you have to do something. But here was a cheers, fools, and see Blake's. Yeah, I'm going to jump over there. Yeah. But thanks for everyone that tuned in. Thanks, Swami, for jumping on here as well.
I'll jump on Blake with you.
Yeah, you guys jump over to Blake TV, and we will see you there.